Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome back to Minotaur Hotel. Uh, it's it's late. I'm tired. Let's read some gay furry bullshit. His his shaking hand spills half the cup's contents. The stinging heat doesn't even register. The griffin tells himself it'll all be fine once he's tracing the constellations. He'll feel like a kid, and it'll be like being back at Cape Canaveral. Ca- Canaveral. I forgot. That's how that word. That's how we're doing tonight, folks. I'm sorry. All over again. He's about to turn the corner when the cigarette stench hits him. The idea of being seen right now brings him no spark of excitement at all. Were he more in control of himself, he would have spun on his heels and walked away. But in his mind, his legs move on their own, and he stumbles on on none other than Jean enjoying a cigarette. It's dark. Maybe he won't see how much of a disgrace I am, thinking the Griffin. And the smoke, the smoke might hide the scent. Maybe he won't register me in the dark. But it only takes a moment for Jean to figure out who it is. Luke, is that you? I thought you had gone already. What are you doing here? Luke has to piece together Jean's answer. Then muster together a response, word by word. Yeah, I wasn't feeling too good, so I took a nap in my car. I just woke up and I went for a cup of coffee. Is that so? The Griffin's voice sounded scratchy and gravelly. He couldn't stop himself from coughing his lungs out. Funny. I had noticed your car was still parked, but I didn't see you there when I passed by. He takes a long drag from his cigarette and lets his words linger. Luke sits on the ground and shrinks into himself as he cradles his coffee. He dares not look at Jean, at the silhouette of the burning tip of the cigarette shining. It seems like you're catching a cold too. You sound, pardon my bluntness, like shit. Luke sips on his coffee, hoping it will give him enough time to recompose himself. But silence lingers, gnawing away at him. Jean holds out for an answer until it becomes too much for the Griffin. What are you doing here? Were you supposed to have left by now? No, my ride had a few issues. It'll take one more hour to or so to arrive. So here I am, waiting, watching truckers come and go. Lot of commotion tonight. The Griffin's mind crashes and sways like the waves. He remembers how pleasant it was talking with Jean before. He just wishes he had that again. Like earlier in the day, Luke acts before thinking. As the words leave his mouth, he already regrets them. I can give you a ride again. You're good company. I enjoy the talk. How about that? Luke's stomach sinks. However, as he realizes there was no way to hide how much he stinks, Jean Jean will learn, if he hasn't already, what Luke is. Showing off his sexual conquest used to make him proud, but not tonight. Very, very kind of you, buddy, but I'm going the way I came. Plus, you look like you really need a rest. Do you remember what I told you? There's a hospital up ahead. Hospital. Hotel up ahead. Supposedly, it's reopened. Maybe you could stay a while. Seems like you need it. Is there someone waiting for you back home? No, I live on my own. and any reason to return quickly. A job, family, obligations. Luke goes back to his coffee, and Jean takes the hint. Maybe I should, yeah. I sure could use a place, some peace and quiet, a change of scenery. There's a shower here. It's for the employees, but I'm buddy with the owner. I have a key with me. I'm sure he'll, be fine with you using it. Yeah, I could use a shower. Jean hands him the key. I suppose I should give you privacy now. Jean stomps his cigarette. Actually, if you don't mind, would you, talk with me a while longer? You know about the constellations, the names and stories. Would you be okay if we talked about them? Look, there's Orion. It's hard seeing Jean's face, but even if his eyes are covered in shadow, there is a glimmer. Sure, Luke. I know how to read stars. It's useful. I'll tell you all about them. But you promise me you're going to take a break. A break. Whatever you want. As long as you keep talking. Much has changed since Luke was a boy. No more sleeping on the porch in a pile with his brothers. No more listening to the radio after Dad got back from work. And no more stargazing with Peter. He's a grown man now, covered in sex and knee-deep in self-loathing, struggling not to spill coffee from his styrofoam cup while sitting beside a dumpster. The shower will wash away all the gunk, but Jean's voice clears his mind. When Luke closes his eye, he can pretend it's Peter, his brother. The Griffin struggles to not fall asleep. When Jean's ride arrives, you two say goodbye. It's laconic. Laconic. There we go.
Laconic.
Laconic. Okay. Of a person's speech or style of writing, using very few words. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm looking at. I just got a bunch of notifications. Wow. Oh. Okay. I should stop looking at that. When Jean's ride arrives, the two say goodbye. The laconic, even sorrowful. Luke takes his shower and naps in his car, looking out to the stars through the windshield. He's too tired to drive right now. Tonight he holds on to the voice of his brother, like he's still a boy. When morning arrives, he'll be a man again, on his way to that hotel he promised to check into. Luke adjusts the rearview mirror. His eyes flash for a moment. He doesn't appreciate seeing himself like that, coming out of nowhere. Mirrors, he knows, are dangerous. The engine revs once, twice, thrice for good measure. Luke's claws dig into the steering wheel's leather. The early morning sunlight coming through the windshield warms his chest and grazes his beak. He takes off, a sweet mechanical memory. It hardly takes a minute for the Griffin to start humming a tune, a fine jazz hit. Washing off all the gunk, a good night's sleep in the back seat, and Jean's talk got him back up and running. Yeah, he could use some time in a different scenery. Jean was right. It's not like he has anything better to do, or a job. The scenery shifts quickly. Just as easily as Luke jumps from one tune to the next, he speeds up until the car is trembling, and its individual parts are shaking, threatening to come undone. More of this sweet danger. And he would have gone further were it not for the bulky shape about a minute up ahead. How did he not notice it sooner in the flat desert? He takes a foot off the gas pedal and allows inertia to carry him forward. He's still going fast enough that when he takes a right turn into the parking lot, the car swerves and the Griffin is pushed against the door. He cackles with a forehead pressed against the window. The car comes to a halt precisely over a line separating two rows of parking slots. Luke has broken his record by using not one, not two, not three, but 6 spaces simultaneously. Okay. His car stereo still blazing jazz when he steps out of it, and he slams the door to the beat of the song. Oh, that's loud on the recording. Whoops. I hope that's wasn't too bad for you guys. Sorry. The tune is no more, but the Griffin crosses the wide expanse of the parking lot, still humming the song, timing his footsteps to the beat. He climbs the steps, clinging his claws on the handrail. The door swings open as he lays his weight on it, and then he seals the deal with a push that slams them into the wall behind. Luke's arrival is like a judge's gavel, silencing the world around him, and in the ensuing emptiness, his stride still follows the jazz beat. Okay. I know no one's gonna get why I'm laughing, but I saw like silencing the world, and I'm like, let the world be silent. Stride, generation. Oh, what's the full name of Gizeh? Oh, what was the full summoning chant? Oh man, I don't even. He always said like, let the world be still, or let the world be silent, and like that was like his line, and you know he strides into Gizeh because reasons. And why is Gizeh still fucking $50? Neon Gizeh. Okay, sure, guys. Okay. Dragon deity of destruction. Gizeh! Yeah, that's the name. He strides, still follows the jazz beat. Ever since he sat out early in the morning, he's had this contagious spring in his step. At any given moment, he could burst out into laughter or dance. But now, as his eyes adapt to the newfound indoor lighting, and he sees the man behind the reception desk, Luke's attitude changes. Oh, hey. Luke takes off his glasses. Hey, you! Yes, sir. What the fuck happened to your face? Did a dog chew it off? Excuse me? You heard me. What happened to your face? What kind of fancy thing did you do to get an LED in your skull like that? The Minotaur looks down, stuttering out an inaudible response. He bites his lip hard, and the rivet of cold sweat runs down his back. Jesus! If you want to look like some cartoon character, you don't have to rip half your face off. Luke Luke's stride covers the distance between them before the Minotaur has a chance to think up an answer. The Griffin puts both his hands on the desk and leans forward. He keeps his gaze locked on the Minotaur's empty eye socket, examining the flickering flame inside. What? What a weird little thing you are. What even are you? The Minotaur looks away and covers his face without a second thought. His entire back is covered in cold sweat now.
I'm sorry. I know I am.
And in a flash, Luke's contained laughter bursts out like a dam. Ha! I'm just messing with you, buddy. You should seen the look on your face. Now, that must have been one nasty fight you got into. But I've seen and been through worse. I know how it is. You wouldn't know it seeing, as I don't have any scars to show, but yeah, I've been through some shit. Even been blown around once or twice. You know, the old-timey, stick-style grenades. Hurt like a bitch, but there was that one time and... look at me. I almost went on one of my rambles. I could spend all day talking about it, so... about it, too. Such a fine piece of prime Angus steak as yourself. Well, doesn't matter. I want to book a room here. This place must be pretty good, right? The Minotaur stumbles at the mention of the hotel. His gaze shone a blossoming warmth, despite all Luke's thrown at his face.
Yes, it's quite a marvelous hotel, and I guarantee it will improve. It's very empty now, but it's sure to change in just a few days.
I'll hold you to that. So, where do I sign? What are your rates?
Yes. Just sign here in the ledger, and fill this form. This is our soft opening. We won't charge you, good sir.
So this place is fancy and cheap. What's the catch then?
I'm sorry to say that there is no catch. This place has a mission, you see, and, well, we don't ever charge much.
A mission? This some sort of charity?
I suppose that's a way to look at it. Yes, at least it was for a good while. It's up to the owner.
Luke has been checked into the hotel. You can see your current guests on the guest screen in the menu, or click on the ledger icon. What the fuck is the ledger icon? That does say ledger. Oh. What? Oh? Is this big enough for 2 rows? Or is it only these fellows? Curious. Returno. Luke hands over the form. The Minotaur takes a cursory glance at them.
Mr. Lucas Walker, born in October 1923. Your looks are quite misleading. I've never had guessed your age. You'd even be old enough to.
Oh, look. Oh, you know how it is. Griffins don't age like humans do. And I'm from a fine lineage, you see. I'm 3.125%. What? 3.125% Greek. And my papa was just, like me in that regard. Barely aged.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry. I admit I've never seen a griffin before. I don't know how it is, I'm afraid.
Well, I could say the same. Never saw a Minotaur myself. I thought you guys were just some old Greek legend.
Cretan.
Excuse me?
A Cretan story, not Greek. Greece didn't exist when it all happened. About 3,000 years before Christ. Forgive my impertinency. Impertinency. Here is your key, Mr. Walker. Your room is on the 3rd floor, up the stairs down the hall. I hope you have an enjoyable stay here with us.
Oh, I'm sure I will, and I hope I get to have a taste of Angus beef someday. Okay. Chapter 6. Okay. It has been an hour or so since Asterion left the lounge. The Minotaur had led you back to the hotel's hearth to check in on it. Everything seems to be in working condition. You both did the rounds and inspected the hotel, the rooms, the stairways, the lobby, every lamp and switch and door you could find. Some of the walls were still cracked, windows were smashed, and there was water damage here and there. The sight displeased Asterion, and the hotel seemed to be repairing itself at an impressive rate. You both stopped at the lounge to take a break and celebrate a job well done. Asterion served your favorite drink and, with your permission, took a glass of wine himself. After a brief chat, you checked the time only to notice your phone's battery was long dead. But the hotel has power now. You wished for a socket to plug in your phone, and after a blink, it materializes before you. Asterion was eager to resume his inspection. You were enjoying the break, so you let him continue without you. The time alone proved beneficial. So much has happened in the last few days. Meeting the old man, finding the hotel and the Minotaur inside, the altercation with Argos. After a drink and some time, you didn't feel as overwhelmed. All the craziness seemed to be under control. You check in on your phone after spending a couple hours in an armchair by the hearth. It had charged 3% of the battery. It probably won't remain on for more than a minute. As you head back to the couch to sit down, you hear a sound that has grown familiar to you over these few days. Asterion's hooves clopping towards you.
Good afternoon, Master.
Hello, Asterion. Are you done with your inspection?
Well, I had to cut it short. I don't want to disturb you, but I have very good news.
Asterion walks up to you at a brisk and excited pace and hands you the ledger. He stands there waiting for you to open it. He shifts his weight from hoof to hoof, and his tail swishes back and forth in unison as his flickering ears. With his flicker. Okay, I understand what that statement was. Okay. Lucas Walker, in 1923. Huh. What's such an old guy doing in the middle of the desert? Did you offer him a bottle of water at least?
He doesn't exactly look the part, Master. His age is at least of the least of my concerns about him. I suppose you'll see.
Well, look like a kid on Christmas Eve, you know. You look like a kid on Christmas Eve, you know.
Please excuse me, Master. I just haven't had a guest in so long.
Well, I can't wait to meet this guy. I'm intrigued. You think he's in his room now?
I suppose so, yes. I'd rather not disturb the guest, but this is a special occasion, isn't it? Perhaps this one time.
You are about to head to the new guest's room when you hear footsteps approach the lounge. There's a rhythm to the footsteps as they alternate between long strides, scraping boots over the floor, and quick stomps. It's followed by humming, whistling, and claws clickering against metal. It's jazz-like, with solid beats and a playful improvisation to it. When your first guest arrives at the lounge, his eyes are already wandering up and down, catching the grandiose and lingering decay of the place. He does not notice you and Asterion at the bar. His eyes wander over the leather couches, the hearth, the tables and chairs, until he finally settles on the Minotaur. If it isn't Angus, I was looking for you, and... The Griffin's eyes drifts to you. Despite his friendly smile, he eats you with his eyes. And I take it you're the owner, yeah? Yes, I'm the owner. I'm Mr. Josh. Luke grabs your hand in a crushing handshake. You barely have any time to react as he manhandles you while laughing. That's not how a man shakes a hand. Give it some fire, come on. You try your best to crush the Griffin's hand, but he doesn't even flinch. In fact, he starts rubbing his index finger against your palm. Now, that's more like it. Keep training that grip of yours, and you'll get there. Then he turns his eyes to Asterion. And you. Well, I enjoy calling you Angus. My ma sure taught me better. So, what is it? Who are you?
You can call me Asterion. I work here.
Is that so? And what else is there to know about you?
Pardon.
What's your story? What do you do here? How did you get the whole half-skull look going on? And most importantly, are you single? I mean, I almost want to say this, just cause like, you know, Asterion's my good boy. Be polite, right? It's the yeah. Asterion is my second in command in managing the hotel. And he does most of the work here. That's all you need to know. Oh, good to know. Then I'll best behave myself around the two of you, eh? Anyhow, you got quite the place here. Shame it's got so much damage still. But I notice you're making repairs. That's good. You better get some staff, though. A hotel doesn't keep itself going without hands, you know. It may surprise you, but Asterion and I can get a lot done. Still, yes, we are looking for people willing to join our staff. Asterion, can you tell Master Walker how things work here back then? Just Luke is fine. By the way, no need for any formalities. But yeah, go on.
Yes, before issues arose with the previous owner, with the previous manager, it was quite common for guests to come to choose to remain here indefinitely. Most didn't have anywhere else to go, you see, and we can pay reasonably well. Or you should soon enough, seeing as the hotel does not aim to generate profit. And the guests who join our staff get to enjoy all of the hotel's facilities for as long as they want, free of charge.
Is that so? Say, this could be fun. You reckon your clientele has a lot of single men?
Yes.
Just what I like to hear. You think you have a place for little ol' me, then? Look, I know I don't have all this city folk manners and all that. I was raised on a farm, enlisted as soon as I could. I'm rough around the edges. But I work damn hard, you know, and I can entertain people. I know how to make guests feel good, and I'm real good at mixing some strong drinks. So, you have a bar here, and do you have a barman already? Trust me, and I'll give this place some soul. Best dining and drinking place in the whole desert. You look to Asterion. Whatever rude comment the Griffin may have made before seemed to be water under the bridge for the moment, for the Minotaur. Let me get this straight. You want a position here? So you intend on staying here for how long again? How long? I don't know. But it will be a while, that's for sure. You say nothing and allow the Griffin to feel the weight of his words.
I don't have obligations right now. I need a long, long time off, okay? So yeah, getting a job here would help keep my mind busy. Life's been rough, and I need to think of some stuff. Think about stuff. That's why I'm taking the time off. By by a buddy's suggestion. Look, I want to do my best to give your guests have a good time. Trust me, they'll never forget this place if I have anything to say about it.
Again, you took a look at Asterion. He seems open to the idea.
The hotel's mission is to take in those who are lost. You don't seem to care much for formalities, but in your own way, I can see you contributing to that purpose. Are you willing and ready to uphold the hotel's mission and bow to the owner's authority?
Look, buddy, I just want to make people feel good and keep myself busy. So sure, I follow my guts, and they'll tell me this here will be a grand old time. Count on me.
Well, sir, Mr. Josh, with your command, I can have it all arranged. What you say? Seeing as Mr. Walker swore our oath already, all you need to say is, Lucas Walker, hereby you are taken into the hotel as staff to fulfill its mission and to serve as manager of the lounge.
Fancy, huh? Very well. Mr. Walker, hereby you are taken as staff of this hotel to fulfill its mission and work as manager of the lounge. You offer your handshake. Luke firmly shakes your hand with a big smile, and an eagerness is in his eyes that betray his attitude earlier. I think I'll end the part here, so I'll see you around, everyone.